You know what? I really enjoy doing these videos. Actually, someone mentioned to me that when he was looking at them or listen, because he said that most of the time, because you can do it on YouTube and just listen, you don't have to watch. He mentioned that it sounds like a diary because I don't say or I don't make like a big cinematic thing about what I'm talking about that maybe I could, like some of my previous videos, but I just basically talking about stuff. And then since people have very short attention spam, then he said that it's good that mines are not, I mean, not these ones, at least not this new season. They are not like 2, 3 hours like some of the one that I did before. Then he say it's good because it's like 15, 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, the longest I think I had, like maybe the first one. So he says it's pretty good for the people who has problems paying attention to something, even if you can watch it or listen in few times. Like for example, if you take train in the morning, in the evening, you can listen and watch half in the morning, half in the evening. But some people can't even do that. So anyway, he told me that he likes it because it's some sort of diary that people don't. A lot of people don't do diaries, but it's interesting how other people see themselves doing their stuff. And even if you think that your life is very simple, then you see that everybody has some amazing things happening in their life. Not like a superstar maybe, or maybe like the World Cup that is playing right now. So if you guys listen to some noise, I have the World Cup playing outside. I think it's Colombia versus, who was it? Colombia. I don't remember who was it, but Colombia is winning 1-0. I think I'm rooting for Colombia in this one. Anyway, South America, Costa Rica, not too far, so I guess it makes sense. And one of the things that I wanted to say, since this is one of my diary, and since we kind of skip one week, is that today night we're going to Iceland. So Cheryl family every year, they make a family trip every year. I don't think they have missed any, maybe during COVID times. And they have invited me a couple of times. I went once with them to Thailand, and then the few others that they did invited me, but it was too expensive for me, so I rather not go. But this one I'm going to Iceland. Never been in Iceland. It's going to be fun since I know during this summer is summer. June is summer in Iceland, and I heard and I read that it would be like basically 23 hours of daylight. So we have to sleep with the sun. There's going to be like a midnight sun they call or something, but it's exciting. Never been to Iceland. The temperature is, as I say, summertime, so the temperature should be something, as I read, between 5 degrees the lowest to 15 the highest, with some rain. And since we're visiting waterfalls, so the weather might be very humid, so I'm packing some gear for that. So hopefully it's enough. Not my snowboarding gear, like ChatGPT said, because I asked ChatGPT as my assistant things that I need to pack. And since ChatGPT has a lot of history, memory about the things that I have said, asked, and pictures that I have shared in case when I need to learn about something. So ChatGPT knows that I have been uh, to my previous trips to Japan for snowboarding. So basically mentioned, don't make it a snowboard trip packing style. So I didn't. So I'm packing light. Some of the some of the things that we're packing are somehow waterproof. Some pants, some layers on top, some windbreakers you need. But other than that, it's going to be fun. We're going for 10 days. So I guess next week I will have to do this one from there. Maybe Cheryl want to be in the video. Maybe you guys can see her if you are curious about how Cheryl looks like. So yeah, maybe let's do it. I'm going to bring my microphones as well, and we will do that. Something else that is part of the topics that I wanted to mention today is about the World Cup. I do like every sport. I'm a I'm a follower of a lot of sports. I'm not a professional in any, even though I did for a long time karate. I was very into, but I never make it like my life. I didn't become like a dojo owner but I did train a lot. I coach people. I mean, I got my black belts and whatnot, so I did all the path that is becoming a black belt in Kyokushin, or now Shinkyokushin in my side. That in order, at least for my coach, my Shihan, part of the road to become a black belt, you need to help on the classes. You need to become a instructor for a while. At the beginning, you just help with kids, you help your Shihan or your sensei, and then after a while, you take classes by yourself. But anyway, I have been following sports. When I used to live in US many years ago, I was a lot of into NFL and NBA because, of course, I was living in the Midwest. So the Kansas City Chiefs and all those guys, they was pretty popular around there. Not the best teams so far, but I mean, well, Kansas City Chiefs, they have had some glory lately, but not when I was there in 2012. And then the NBA, then I've had the chance to visit some baseball stadiums because our my previous company, the headquarters are in St. Louis, Missouri. So I have the chance to go and watch the Cardinals. So anyway, I do love sports, and of course, I grew up in Costa Rica, so the main sport is football. Some people hate it, and some people love it. It's very polarized, and it's like religion. But now that the World Cup is here, very odd timings because we are in Singapore, and the World Cup is between Mexico, USA, and Canada. So I kind of watch all the games. Of course, some of them that I can watch, I have to watch them during working hours. I mean, it's not the best, but I mean, if I can do it, why not? So I put it there on the background. I do my stuff, do my coding, do my deployments and whatever, whatnot. Check some emails, and in the background is there, so I can listen to it. And then I watch if there's a score. So I think it's pretty cool. I like it, but there's like two things that I find it odd. I'm sure you have heard about it. A lot of people have mentioned, and is the amount of teams playing. How many teams? Let me check how many teams are this one because they usually amount how many teams in World Cup 2026. So now we have 48 teams. Yeah, 48 teams, and before 48 teams, and I think before there was just 32. So now basically it's like a 2 3 months game or something. So, but what I found weird is that there is like all these teams from different nations that I have never seen them playing, and it's not a bad thing. From the side of Costa Rica, we could see that the team is very bad since on our area we couldn't qualify, and in other areas, teams like people will say that they have no football, like I don't know, maybe Curacao, maybe Cape Verde, maybe I don't know, even Qatar or those guys. People think that those guys have no football. Nevertheless, they qualified, and Costa Rica didn't. So I think 48 teams playing, and some of the rules are like a little bit weird because, of course, some of the guys who win their teams they will pass to the next stage, the first two teams, and then there's other groups that the best third place of the group will pass also. I don't know how it works, but it's kind of odd. So 48 teams is a lot of games. Of course, is a way of making a lot of money, but then you will, from certain point of view, you will not enjoy as good football as you will expect. Why? Because when I was younger, basically you knew that the teams, the country teams that go to the World Cup is because are the top of the top. The best teams in the world go to the World Cup. I mean, of course, in some areas it's unfair because there's like one dominance about others, but that's how it is. Now there is a lot of teams going that some of them I don't think they are, I don't know, as good, but who knows? I mean, what do I know about this? I just find it weird that it went from 32 teams, I think, to 48. So it's like a lot. And maybe it's not exemplifying now that you will see the best of the best on the world. Or or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe now we give more chances to bring the best. Anyway, you guys can make your own ideas. And the second thing that I found odd, and of course it makes sense since the World Cup is in USA as well, is that they have hydration breaks. Not just like an American football game, because American football game they have like 4 quarters, so they have every 4 quarters are the same amount of time. In this one, when the game is around 15-20 minutes, they just make a water break. The idea of the FIFA at the beginning, they mentioned at least that it was for hydration since it's somehow summer in the north, but everybody knows that it has the economical aspects of it that you can put on the TV. Everybody can put their commercials, and it becomes like the Super Bowl halftime show that they want to have like all the best commercials. For every quarter, they have the commercials. So now here they have the hydration, and for example, me, I'm watching, and then suddenly I saw them stop. The first game I saw, suddenly they stopped playing and they said hydration break, and I was like, what happened? And then I saw some commercials, and now I was puzzled. I was like, well, what is this? And then I just say hydration, and then I just look for it, and indeed, it was a hydration break or commercial breaks. From one side, again, everything has two sides of the coin. From one side, I think it's kind of good since the players can rest a little bit and then maybe they can play better. From the other side, some people say that they're killing the momentum that some teams are building, and that's not fair either. But anyway, one of the things that we have learned is that in this world, you need to, uh, how do they say, you need to change. So if you don't adapt to changes, you stay behind. So again, is this a good change? Maybe yes, maybe not, but I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, we still have the football game and it's cool and everybody can watch it. If you pay, of course, because you have to pay for like pay-per-view or something. Here in Singapore, we have something very interesting like MediaCorp that has the rights for Singapore. You can pay some sort of subscription. You can watch all the games. But also, they're showing few games, like maybe 20 something to 30 games, they are showing for free. And it's going to include the semifinals and finals. So I think it's pretty good. Like they're giving for free a lot of the games that maybe is because the country is not like super into football and that's why they wanted to give for free. But I find it pretty cool. I don't know how other countries are. Maybe you guys can let me know later. And then yes, coming back to my trip, 10 days to Iceland, the last holiday that I had was when I went to Costa Rica back in December. So 6 months later, I have another holiday. So I think this is good. Well, that's not true. We went to Thailand for a wedding, and we went to Indonesia also in January, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I have had a lot of holidays. But coming back to my trip to Iceland, there was one thing that I'm going to miss, and is some of the video games that I'm playing. Somehow I find it very, how do I say, therapeutical. Therapy? Therapeutical? Shit, man, I shouldn't use this word. Therapeutical. Okay, it's a good therapy for me to play games. And also, it makes me somehow not spend money on stupid stuff like going out drinking. Maybe you shouldn't do it, most of the people. I know it's fun with some friends and whatnot, but at least here in Singapore, in a lot of countries, you can save shitloads of money if you don't drink. So that's cool. But one of the things that I found as a therapy, you can get into the game and you can just forget about other stuff. And then kind of like like a therapy, stress therapy. Unless you play very stressful games, like for example, Destiny and other games that they have very difficult bosses. So that's something that I'm going to miss. But also I guess it's good to have a break. That's one of the third point that I wanted to mention in this my diary of 18th of June 2026. diaries that I do. Maybe I should start uh, streaming my gaming. Maybe I should start being like Paul Tassi and Aztec Cross and other guys in YouTube. Maybe not like them, but maybe I should start like kind of making like a side gig if I can put it in my time because I'm doing so many things. Maybe part of my side gig is also play video games, show people how bad we are, me and my team in my fire team playing Destiny. That you guys know what happened with Destiny 2. Funny thing, Destiny 2 numbers are getting high when Destiny says that they're not going to do any more content. So it's kind of like weird because when Destiny was like active making content and content people didn't like, then the numbers were going down. Then Bungie and PlayStation, they said that they're not going to make more, then everybody wants to come back to play. You see, human brains are kind of weird. I know for some people, Destiny, like a lot of people have like basically a business based on Destiny, like these YouTubers and whatnot. So I can see their pain. Other people had like a very, very long game. They saw a lot of people make it like some sort of a community. I can see the pain. I like the game a lot. I have been playing it for a while. Since when? Maybe about 6, 7 years. 6, 7. No, no, Sydney, no 6, 7. In Sydney, if you watch this, not 6, 7. But then I remember like some 10 years ago or around there. I remember in one of my friends' house, he had Destiny 1 and I kind of tried to play it, but it was too complicated for me or I didn't put enough attention but I never played. But then I came back to I heard Destiny 2. I saw in the magazines the Destiny 2 graphics and it was very cool, but I never got into the game until I got Destiny 2 about 6 years ago or something in my PlayStation 6, PlayStation 5, sorry. So yeah, following Andrew's advice today that he was telling me we should try to build something, maybe sell a product or build something else that can make us more money somehow and be something fun at the same time so we don't have to work, you know, until 80 years old for a corporation. So maybe streaming my games. For now, I could comment about a few games. I could say Destiny. I would say I'm pretty knowledgeable right now. Can talk about the football games. Yeah, it's football, not soccer. So like FC 26, previously known as FIFA. I can talk about Mortal Kombat. I have been playing Mortal Kombat since I'm like 12 years old or whatever, since the very inception, playing in Sega, in Nintendo, in arcade, now in PlayStation. I can talk also about what other video games I can play. I'm talking now. I'm playing. What is the name of this game? GT7. So if you know how to drive a car and you have the setup, the driving setup, the steering wheel and everything, the pedals, that's great. So I've been playing that for a while. Also, I have Dead Stranding. It's a very trippy game that you need to put a lot of hours on it. It's very slow, but it's very nice, very nicely done. Very nice graphics, very nice storyline. So you see, I have many games that I can talk. Oh, I also have Hogwarts Legacy. Also, I think it's a very nice game if you love Harry Potter. That, to be honest, I don't understand Hogwarts Legacy. What is the timeline? I mean, because it's Hogwarts Legacy, I will assume that it's after Harry Potter's uh, stories, but it could be before. Maybe I need to check on that. So yeah, after all my uh, gibberish mumbling here, those are my three things that I wanted to talk to you guys. That I'm seriously thinking or of starting my video game streaming channel as well. It's going to take a while. I'm not going to be a pro like Astacross or Kakis or these guys, but maybe I could do that too. Maybe there is a niche there that I can start poking on it. The other thing that people told me is why you don't do a channel about martial arts. Sure, but how many channels can I do? Or can I talk everything in my channel? Can I talk about martial arts in my channel and video games and engineering and my life like a diary? Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe people want it. I mean, the way I see it, there is a lot of content that I have seen Sydney and Nadia watching on their YouTube that it has no it has no value. You know, like the Ha sisters, um, I don't know how. I mean, they have no value. It's just basically what do they do in a day that sometimes I don't think it's even interesting. But well, they made a market for it and they made them famous. They're there already. So, and they're just being consistent. Maybe it's because they're cute girls. Maybe that's one of the things. That's why they get so much attention. But I think the main is the consistency. Same like the channels that Nadia watch. Some channels about some guys talking about games that I think the channel has nothing because they don't even say anything good about the games. It's just a guy playing Roblox and screaming and being annoying. Eh, He doesn't have anything. And there you go. The guy have like thousands of views and thousands of followers, not millions like Kurzgesagt or MKBHD. But yeah, maybe I should do that. And Andrew, if you watch my videos, I'm also going to do my homework about why in this stage I don't like I don't like to be on the comfort zone. When I get too comfortable at work and stuff, and I get a little bit anxious that I'm not doing things. I want to have some pressure. I want to have like like getting out of a comfort zone. That that you're struggling with something, that you need to learn something, that you need to I don't know this this feeling that you need to step up or you're going to stay behind. So that kind of thing is something that for some reason I have it. So when I'm very free at work, I found it very weird and I start feel like anxious that why I don't have anything to do, why well I need to do something challenging. So Andrew told me that maybe I need to, put my head, start to think about why I have this, what was my experiences when I was a kid or older. Of course, most of the things comes with some sort of parental relationships, not necessary, but of course something that is surrounds you. Maybe your environment will help you build this person that you are now. So he asked me, Fernando, make this homework. Try to start thinking of what happened when you were younger that brings you to the stage that you always want to have some sort of challenges, that you don't want to be in the comfort zone. Maybe I will do that and maybe I will share with you guys. Maybe I will share some now that we're in Iceland. I say Finland because we're landing in Finland and then we go to Iceland. Maybe we will have time to think there since I'm not going to be able to play video games. So I have a lot of things to think. That homework, thinking about my next video, and thinking about how to set up my streaming gaming on my same channel. Mm, yeah. Oh, and I know last video, if someone remember, I mentioned that I was going to be in a different area, in a very nice background. But because we're packing and there is a lot of things that we need to still fix for tonight's flight, so the living room that I was preparing to do it has all the luggages here and laundry and all these things and my snowboard in a corner and the snowboard bag in the other. So that's why I didn't do it. But maybe next week, maybe no next week, no, in 2 or 3 weeks, because I fly back on Tuesday, again, Tuesday 28th. I think it's a Tuesday. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. But anyway, I owe you guys this one. I know the previous one, the light was kind of odd. I think this one is better. If Juan Carlos ever watched this, he will be maybe not very happy about it. But well, dude, I don't have a lot of things. I didn't buy extra cameras. Since you didn't help me, then I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to do with the things that I have and figure it out. But maybe I should buy some lights here so I can do better. Anyway, that was the last rant about friends. So yeah, I guess I see you guys next time in Iceland. See you guys and peace.